Hi, welcome to Spare Room's Convos Podcast, where we have conversations about various things in our spare room. I'm Brendan Ford. I'm with the awesome and forever beautiful Brooke Kuzma.
Hey guys.
Brooke, how's it going?
It's going. I don't know why I automatically started laughing.
Why are you laughing so much?
I don't know, I feel like I'm still goofy today.
That's
Just
funny.
so everyone knows, we've been laughing and trying to get this set up for probably almost an hour.
I feel like I'm dreaming right now.
But
in the
it's
Twilight
fine.
Zone.
I mean, we're not in a rush or anything, but it's just been funny for an hour, I swear.
Yeah, and
No.
the sad thing is we're not on drugs or any alcohol right now. We are messing up everything right now.
I'm on some good sleep right now. That's what I'm on.
I'm on bad sleep. I got 4 hours sleep last night.
I know. I don't know how you did that, but
I don't know
I
how
slept
or
well.
why.
I slept well.
Okay, but okay.
Anyways, that's where we're at. We'll get into it.
Brooke, we have some big news, right?
We do have some big news.
So this past week, we went under contract for a home in North Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm super, super pumped about it. We liked this a lot more than the house that we were under, or not under contract, but we
put
submitted an
offer
offer
in.
in for a home in St. Charles.
Mm-hmm.
And then this house was kind of like a sleeper pick.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
we saw it and there was a open house on Sunday, last Sunday.
Last Sunday, yep.
And our attitude was I guess we can go to it.
Right.
I guess we will show up and see what it's all about.
I know. I didn't even actually get to go to it because I was busy, but Bren went to
Yeah,
it. And
I forgot about that. You weren't even there.
afterwards, he was like, it's so nice, clean. You can tell, obviously, that there is someone older living there, which is fine or whatever, but it just needs, basic updates.
Yeah, just some cosmetics upstairs, paint and all that stuff.
The bones are nice, the rooms are big.
Let me tell y'all about this basement. Let me tell you about this basement. This basement is 95% why I wanted to buy this thing.
Yeah.
There's first of all, the basement's completely finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
Then
huge.
there's a wet bar.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's there's a wet bar, and then closer towards the living room area, there's another high
Kinda
top
a
bar area
yeah.
where more stools are at, obviously, right? But it's super, super cool. So there's a wet bar, and then whenever we have people come over to watch football games or whatever, they can sit the bar top, and we have we'll put
A
sofas
couch
down
on the
there.
other
Yeah.
side. Yeah, it's the perfect setup. People can be on the couch one side and people sitting on stools at the bar on the other side. Yeah.
And there's
It's
two
super pumped.
good sized rooms downstairs too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't even know because in the listing they did not consider those rooms as bedrooms.
Yeah, which I was.
But they could
they could be. They have
bedrooms.
windows in them too, so
Yeah.
they can be considered bedrooms. So yeah, it's technically almost a 5 bedroom.
Yeah, it was almost a 5 bed.
If we
Right now
counted
it's listed
this.
as 3 bed, 2
2
bath. Yeah, there's a full bath downstairs, which is awesome
Yeah.
too.
We just struck gold. Honestly, it was one
We
that we
really
were
did.
we don't know how we're gonna feel about it, but then now seeing it, it's wow.
Yeah,
So
so
nice.
I didn't want to say we were under contract yet or say that we're buying a house because a part of me just hope that nothing else goes wrong with the mortgage loan process because
Yeah.
we are closing on March 23rd.
Uh-huh.
So everything should be good, but
Yeah.
I don't like speaking myself until it actually happens.
I know.
I won't feel comfortable until we are
in the house,
moved
on
in,
our own,
yeah.
signed it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so right now it's just man, let's just get through all of these documents, the
Uh-huh.
paperwork, this and that, and then be okay, I can finally relax. This is our
Yeah.
official home.
Yeah. Bren's been stressing, but reasonably so, I would say. But I'm also the one shh, everything's fine. It's gonna be okay.
Trying to be all zen. Just calm down.
I'm
it'll be okay.
we got it. No, everything's falling into place. That's why I'm just it's just gonna work out. Everything has gone well so far, so
Yeah.
I think it's gonna keep going well.
But
So,
what's actually more wild though is all the things that we've went through
Mhm.
over the past you and I we'll be dating officially 5 years next month.
Mhm.
So just the amount of growth that has happened in the past like 5 years
Right.
has been wild. Just think about 4 years ago, right? Like I was working a part-time job and coaching high school girls track,
Right.
making, definitely not enough money to buy a house.
No,
right?
Same. Like,
and then
I
do
was
all
still in
those small
college.
steps, just like improving,
Yeah.
and this is like, I'm not trying to flex or anything, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to show you, like, you all, like, if you just focus on like the right stuff, and focus on just getting like 1% better every day, taking those small steps forward. When you look at like the micro level, those small steps might not mean much.
Yeah.
But then like when you zoom out and look at the whole macro, you're like, wow, I accomplished a whole lot.
Right.
Like, think about the
For
series of jobs I've had since 2019 till now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like this has been like a goal for a while now, so it just goes to show, like, putting your mind to something that you want. Like, if you want a house, like, putting your mind to it and, like, taking the steps that work for you to get there.
Yeah.
Like, for us, like, that was, like, doing those little jobs or, like, staying at home with our parents, like, maybe longer than we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, in the end, like, I'm grateful for, like, both our parents for, like, supporting us in that journey and, like, having that option available to, like, be where we are now. And so if you feel like you're in a similar situation, like, definitely know that your time's coming.
Yeah, that's actually a really good, like, point, Brooke, because, like, we wouldn't be able to do it without a lot of people's help. For sure. And, I mean, that kind of goes for, like, everything, too. Like, you can't really accomplish much all by yourself. Right. It takes, like, a quote-unquote team to get stuff done. Right. And stuff that, like, we did... Like, yeah, you already mentioned, like, stayed at home, right? Instead of, like, moving out. Like, we could have moved out sooner if we really wanted to, but we stayed home. We stayed home just to save money. Right. And then, I mean, for the past, I feel like forever, I've been making you log your, like, expenses and, like, your paychecks and all that stuff. And there's, like, our spreadsheet to track our, like, budget. So, like, we've been very, very conscious about where we are spending our money. Like, what's our save rate? What are we investing? So, like, doing those actions for years led us to this point now. Yeah. No, most definitely, yeah. Like, taking all those steps, like, setting up the whole goal and everything for yourself, and it will lead you... Sorry, I have a little tickle in my throat, but it'll lead you to where you want to be. Just, like... how we finally got, which is super exciting. And it's, like, surreal, too. So, like, getting things like this is still weird. Like, getting into the house, like, seeing it, I'm like, oh, I like this and this. And then I, like, have a realization, like, oh, like, this is gonna be our house. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So, just know, like, things like that you want to work towards will come to you. It's just crazy to see, like, definitely, like, a lot of feelings of just, like, being blessed and like very grateful because like I mean when I was making $11 an hour I would never would have expected literally 4 years from that point being able to purchase a home. I know. And just be in the right place at the right time, a lot of opportunities, and then having you by my side, and then having our parents, our family members, like it really did take a huge effort to get here. For sure. So with all that being said, I'm gonna be completely heartbroken if something happens with this home buying process. Same, because I really, really love this home already. We're not even inside of it. Yeah. But it's kind of feelings of just almost a surreal feeling. Yeah. This is like one of the biggest, like, I don't know, quote unquote, like life check marks, right? I guess if something like I don't know. I mean, it's a house. It's a big deal. Yeah. Like it's not easy. It's not easy to buy a house. Like, so, no, it's exciting, and I feel like it'll feel even weirder once we're like actually in it too. Like, wow, this is ours. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, just crazy and exciting. Until like the furnace breaks or something, and then please, I would be pissed about. We're not talking about anything else. We're done. Good things are happening. Good vibes. That's all. I know. All right, Brooke. So let's move on to the "What have Brooke and Brendyn been up to" segment. All right, I'm down. So I've actually, I found myself looking at a lot of content around solopreneurship,
Okay.
which is kind of like, if you all don't know what that is, or it's like your first time hearing about it, it's literally just a one person business.
Okay. That makes sense. So,
yeah, and from an operational standpoint, they well, it's kind of weird because like they either outsource a lot of other work, like that pertains to like the actual operations of the business.
Okay.
So is that like, so in my mind it's like, how do you call that one person business when like
when
your contract, like I guess like because it's not really employees, they're just like
you're kind of like delegating
workers. Yeah, so like
a little.
You ever heard of a website called Upwork?
I don't think so.
On Upwork you can find freelancers or like contractors.
Oh wait, I think I know.
To do certain stuff.
Okay, sure.
So let's say you ran like a social media marketing business, and you just didn't feel like doing the design work or something. You can go on Upwork and find a designer, and and then they'll do the work for you, whatever. And then B, you could have certain tools and software that kind of automate the process for you.
Okay.
So basically it's just like one person created this business, blah blah blah, and it's so a lot of people like, so I guess the rise in this movement is because of the benefits behind it. So obviously you're the only person working in the business, so you are your own boss. You more or less control your own schedule. You more or less can pretty much take a lot of the profit margins for yourself because you don't have employees to pay wages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
basically, I'm trying to think now. So you were saying like how they hire on people and like how you said they don't have employees. So instead of having those employees, you kind of just hire them for like a one-time thing.
Yeah, I don't know like how, because let's go back to our example. If you're running a social media marketing business or whatever, you would have to keep designing stuff. Right. So maybe I'm not sure how that really plays out. I watched a YouTube video, and I don't remember the name of the YouTube video. But he used like case studies of people he knows who run, solo companies.
That would make sense though, because I guess they're not necessarily hiring them for their business. They're kind of just hiring them for a little job.
So like
kind of thing.
The payment's different.
Yeah.
Because when you have an employee, you pay them every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or for most time, maybe weekly or whatever. When you pay a freelancer, you pay them up front. Or, I don't know, people do like half and half, like half up front, half when the job's done or whatever. But the difference is like a lump sum for the freelancer. Yeah. And then a bi-weekly wage for the employee.
I think that's what I was trying to get at. Like, you kind of just give them like one thing, but not paying them like an employee would. That makes sense. And I think you kind of said this too, like the solopreneurship kind of gives off like small business type of vibes, kind of a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I feel like it does. But then at the same time, like this YouTube video had 3 case studies, and like one of them was a guy who created like a smelling salt product.
Oh, yeah.
And he was making like $1 million a year or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or I'm not sure if that's profit or like revenue. But either way, I mean, that's not a very small business. Like, at least in my mind, like that's a good amount of like money.
Yeah, I'm guess just in the like way the business is ran.
Yeah, because it's like one person. So like small business consider like you don't have that many employees.
Right.
I think like the cutoff might be like 50 or something. Then you consider mid-size. I'm not sure.
But I guess that would make sense though, like where the solopreneurship name comes in, because it's still just you. But like in a small business, you do have employees.
Yeah. So this is like might be one of those things where like solopreneurship is a type of small business, but not all small businesses are solopreneurship.
Interesting.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, yeah.
So that's the way I see it. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just the way, because like if you got one person business, it's a small business, like right. You know what I mean?
No, it sounds cool though.
And then I've been watching content on content creation, because ever since we started our show, our pod, like I love this stuff. This is fun. Yeah. And I find myself like actually enjoying not just like the speaking and the creating, the recording aspect,
Mm-hmm.
but also like the editing part
Yeah.
too, and like posting the stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, this stuff is fun.
Yeah.
So I've been doing some research about like, okay, what are like the best practices for content creation regarding like the operational stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
like how do you make small clips? And then we made a first, I guess, trial run short clip last week.
Yeah, which was really fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then just looking at like stuff like, okay, what's like a good schedule to follow?
Mm-hmm.
This and that, because obviously like we want to increase our audience.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So like how what's the best way to go about that?
Right, getting our content out there.
Yeah. And so I came across this guy. His name is Alex Hormozy.
Looks
I'm
right.
not sure if I'm saying that right.
That's okay.
It's some buff dude like with like a beard and
Yeah.
wears like a flannel all the time. He's awesome. And you and I were watching like an hour-long YouTube video
Mm-hmm.
of him that's talking about like his content creation strategy, what he does, stuff that he kind of have seen throughout like his journey. I mean, like, I don't really have like all of it kind of makes sense. Like, it's almost common sense stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he was saying when he first started, so Alex started off his career like in the fitness world.
Yeah.
So he owned a gym,
Mm-hmm.
and then he grew, you know, I'm not sure what the name is, like members
Oh, okay.
in his gym, right?
Yeah.
And then he just kept, you know, buying space and creating more gyms.
Yeah.
And then he ended up creating some sort of like franchise model for his gym brand to help other gym owners increase like their gym membership and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah.
And then now, like, I can't even tell. I don't remember, but he created like other businesses, and they're making this buku dollars,
Dang.
like a
Nice.
lot of money.
Yeah.
And took him. So he was like doing that stuff, I think, for like 6 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then he just recently, in the past like 18 months, started making content
Mm-hmm.
because he realized like, oh, like making content is a good way for him to like increase his customers or his like, you know, his clientele
Right.
base,
Yeah.
which is like a little bit different in our case. But
Yeah.
regardless, he kind of gave out some good tips and tricks. And what he said is like when he first started, he was only putting out like 7 pieces of content a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then like once he increased that amount, what do you say, like
He jumped
to
like
80
yeah
or something like
a
that. Like he
lot
puts out a lot of
followers.
content
Yeah.
now, and like all of his metrics and just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, yeah. So what ended up happening is like I forget the exact metrics he was looking at,
Mm-hmm.
but since he 10 times his input, it was close to like 10x the output.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, I put in like 10 times the content and got like 10 times the output based on what I did. And it's crazy to see that. And it like just goes to show like how I like him too, because like people are realizing like the power of content nowadays and stuff.
Yeah.
Like with the internet and
Powerful.
everything and all the like social media apps that have been popping up. And it's like I like people like him who are like giving tips on like and showing like it'll work
Yeah.
for like your goals and like what you want to do for your business and things like that.
Yeah. And like the way he just kind of delivers
Mm-hmm.
his message is cool too. Like the
Yeah.
whole hour long. Like it didn't feel like a whole like hour.
No,
Which
it
I
didn't.
can
It
see
went by really
why-
fast.
I can see why his his following increased so
Right,
fast because
'cause-
he does like, and he said that in one of his videos, like you have to practice like everything. It takes time. Like he
Right.
said like skill, like having a skill is time times rep,
Yeah.
like reps. So like
Mhm.
you have to do stuff
Well,
for a long period of time
to gain that skill.
to gain that skill and actually be like good at it.
Right.
So I think the coolest thing in that video though, so like if you're out there and you want to start making content,
Mhm.
he said to like be careful for talking about stuff that you know the person like listening to you
Mm-hmm.
should like do. Like
Yeah.
don't say, oh, you should do this. Talk about stuff that you have done.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Which I think we have, not like to toot our own horn or anything, but I feel like that's something that like we are personally good at because I don't feel like we're here and be like, this is everything you should do, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
like, how to do everything, because, like, we've said multiple times, like, we don't know the answers, but, like, this is our journey, and this is the steps we're taking. If you're interested, like, things that worked for us that we think would also work for you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It's like, just speak your own truth.
Right.
Do stuff and then talk about it.
Exactly.
That's like me trying to give advice on how to play basketball.
Right.
When I never played organized basketball
Yeah.
before my entire life.
No, exactly.
You know
like,
what I mean?
Yeah, don't be fake, basically. Like, be you and, like, share your experience and, speak your truth, like you said.
Because no one can take your truth away from you. I can say,
Exactly.
I ate toast this morning. And that statement is
Boom.
mine. No one else can, like, no,
Well,
you
guess
did not
what?
eat toast.
No, you didn't. I did. I'm just kidding.
I also did, actually, with
Did
apple
you?
butter.
Actually?
Yes.
I missed that. Dang.
Yeah.
I thought he was stealing
So,
my
check
truth.
yourself.
He was stealing my truth for a second, but I didn't realize he had it too.
Yeah. And then, know what we call you? A troll.
Dang. Caught myself.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about starting this journey of just like putting yourself out there, one, it's kind of scary thing to do, but two, you will have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
And don't feel like oh, my life is so boring, I have nothing value to add to out there in like the market. Like no one's gonna care about what I say, which is true. 99% of people will not care about what you say.
Right.
But the 1% out there, think about it, this world is big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure.
So like, yes, most people out in the world will not care about what you say. There's like, you know what? They don't care about what we say on this, dang podcast.
Right.
But there's some people out there that do.
Exactly.
And, with content curation, the more that you post, the more, the higher chances is that you'll come across another person who likes what you are saying.
Exactly.
And then you keep going and going and
like,
going.
Find your audience. Like,
yes.
Talk about what you like and you're interested in, and there's probably, like, a really high chance that someone out there is gonna, like, relate to what you're saying.
Yes. There's someone out there who either, like, they might be 2 years behind you in their journey, and maybe you have tips to do something, and they're like, oh, I love this person because they helped me reach from point A to point B.
Exactly.
Or your experiences relate to other people. So then they say, oh, this person understands me.
Yeah.
I'm going to start listening to their stuff more.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So definitely put yourself out there, and let us know if you are, and we can kind of help you, because we just went through the process of, like, the software and the hardware and getting stuff up. And like, if you just want some advice on how to get started, reach out to us. I mean, we're not pros, but like, again, like, we kind of went through this, like the starting process, and we still took us 7 weeks to figure out our dang camera and the whole YouTube thing. And then we also just want to like network with y'all too. Like, maybe we can do some stuff together. Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't want to say hate because it's a strong word, but like, I hate like content creators that will like make content and be like, oh, I did all this and that, and then people are like, how do we do it? And then they're like, zip my lips and I'm not gonna tell you. Like,
I don't know.
I hate that. Like, I feel like we're just like such helpers too, and like you said, like bonding with people and networking and everything. So like sharing our steps like to help someone else benefit too, like, I don't see what's wrong with that. Yeah. So, yeah, most definitely reach out, and we're not afraid to share our steps and, like, what we're using, and we want to see everybody succeed,
Yes, there's enough. Like I said, like, what? There's close to 8 billion people in the world?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, come on, sharing your steps on how you made your little video is not going to hurt somebody. Come on.
But then also, like, just share your story. Like, just feel empowered to share your truth.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest. It took me a while to learn that. We talked about that in our very first episode. Like, I felt like my voice, my opinion, my thoughts just wasn't good enough for the world. Yeah. So I didn't want to put it out there for so long. Like, oh, this is boring. This is that.
No, I feel that.
Well, I was like, screw it. Like, people out there making YouTubes about how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So, like, why can't I talk about my life?
No, exactly. No, it's funny now, too. Like, when we start the podcast, like, I remember our first video. Like, I'm literally sitting here, like, sweating so scared and everything. I'm like, why? Now I'm like, why was it so scary? Like, it's, like, so fun now. And I don't care if there's 5 or, like, 500 people listening or whatever. Like, it's just fun to, like, share our journey and share our interests and sit down and talk about things that we want to talk about together. It's just fun now.
Well, for me, like, I just really love this, like, process.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, like, the output, like, how many people listen to the podcast, whatever. That was never, like, the goal.
The goal, no. We didn't say, oh, we're going to get so many followers or listeners. Yeah, that wasn't our goal.
I think that's another good point for someone to know if they do start this journey.
Mm-hmm.
That is also what Alex said, too, in that hour-long YouTube video. Is like, you got to fall in love with, like, the process because it takes years to, like, start anything.
Right.
And he gave the example of his podcast, and he posted his first, like, episode back in 2017.
Okay.
And it took him now, so 6 years to crack the top 10.
Wow.
I mean, it's still a really good feat. Like, being top 10 is awesome, but he was making that point, like, yeah, like, for a long time, no one is going to care about what you say.
Right.
And you just got to keep on going. Keep doing the right stuff.
Yeah, until you find, like, where you are at, kind of like your little drive.
And that's what he said, too. Like, once you fall in love with the process, you'll keep doing the right stuff even when you are, you know, achieving those big metrics.
Most definitely.
Because that's what got you there.
Right.
Most people fall off once they achieve what they wanted to.
Yeah.
They stop doing the right stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I think we're all doing the right stuff. We just don't do enough of it.
I feel that.
So you have to do it for a long period of time.
Yeah,
and like I know for us, like if we keep going along this journey, it's going to take 5 years to really accomplish anything really quote unquote crazy. Like it's just so much stuff out there in like the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest the factor, I guess, is how long can you do what you are doing without giving up.
Yeah.
Is really what it is.
Yeah.
Like people give up because they didn't get 500 viewers on their very first video.
Episode, yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic at all.
Yeah.
Unless you already have like
a following.
Yeah. Like,
right. Like we're not Emma Chamberlain here, like making YouTube videos for 10 years and then starting a podcast. Like we're like people who have maybe 1,000 followers on, not even, and then expecting that sort of outcome, every one of our followers on every social media site to listen on the first time. Like, no, it's just not realistic. But like it can be like after you say you find your passion, put in the time, put in the effort, and then it will become more realistic for you.
Yeah. Just again, skill is reps times time. Got to keep doing it for a long time, and boom.
Yes. So, Bren, I know you wanted to bring up something about ChatGPT that you have discovered recently. I know we talked about it before, but just had an awakening.
Good old ChatGPT. All right, so we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I think it first got like the hype around it. Mm-hmm. Kind of increased maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
And people were kind of do like silly stuff with it, like write a 500-word paragraph about a dog learning how to speak.
Yeah.
Or something like this is kind of like playing around with it.
Uh-huh.
And people were using it as a search engine regarding like programming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's just what I saw on like Twitter, mm-hmm. like TikTok.
Sure.
But like that wasn't like really like that wasn't. ChatGPT wasn't being used in that way, like a search engine, when the hype was all around it. People were doing like whole silly stuff, right? So I actually typed it all in for y'all. I know y'all thinking like, where is he going with this? I was working on a, I guess not really a data project, but kind of. And I was like, hey, I don't know how to do like this one thing.
Yeah.
And I won't bore you all with like the details of what I want to do. I was like, how do I do this one thing? Because I didn't learn this in grad school. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know how to like do this.
Right.
So then I spent like 40 minutes on Google, YouTube, even TikTok, like searching like, oh, how do I do this one thing to see if anyone made any content about it.
Right.
Didn't find anything.
Yeah.
People just like, well, I actually saw a lot of people copying, not really copying, because like people put their own twist on it, like their own truth, what we were talking about earlier. But like doing the same type of like video, same
like
type of, but the same topic.
Yeah, repetitive, like doing the same thing. I get you.
So I was just going through videos and videos like, this is what I just watched, this is what I just watched, this is what.
Yeah.
Where is like the actual details of how to like do this thing at?
Right.
They were skipping over like the small minor details. You know, only touching on like the big stuff.
Right.
Like I wanted a process of how to do this thing.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, you know what? I'll give that cool AI program a chance.
Right.
So I, logged into Chat GPT, and then I searched like one question, okay, and boom, it gave me 10 steps on how to do it in like 0.2 seconds. I was like, what?
It was crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, he like showed me. He's like, I'm shook by what just happened, and he showed me the process he went through. And he's like, I did Google search. I didn't watch YouTube videos. Nothing.
For 40 minutes.
Right. He was
for
in
40
here,
minutes.
like, slaving away, trying to find out how to do this. But yeah, then ChatGPT, just boom.
Boom. And it's like, oh, yeah, what's up, Brendyn? Bam. Answer. I'm like, what? Why did I not just do this 40 minutes ago? So, all in all, I'm saying is, ChatGPT is cool to, write up silly paragraphs, to... what else? How else people use it? I forget.
I mean, like assignments or answering questions.
Yeah, writing like fake essays for them, like for like students like doing that. Yeah, whatever. But hey, search engine is where it's at. Like this thing was like better than like Google. Gave me exact boom.
Right. It was actually crazy. Yeah, like even that's what I was saying. Like on Google, even if you search something, you have to like look for which one is the answer or read something. Like that did not even do that. It literally just answered your question and gave you the exact steps. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, which is weird how I didn't think about doing that before, because like I talk to people who do programming and coding, and I'm like, yeah, I search up like ways to do stuff all the time. So they're already using it for like a search engine. But I think it's gonna be more like people using it for like random stuff. Like, hey, give me a good like meatloaf recipe. Like it'll pull up, you know what I mean? Like I think it's gonna be broadly used like that. I think that is the way, because a lot of people were talking about, oh hey, this is gonna like change the job market. It might get rid of some job, which I mean it could, but I don't think it's gonna happen right now. It might take 10-15 years for us to get to that point.
Right.
But I think right now this thing could be used as a very useful search engine.
For sure.
And you know what? Google is actually creating something like this to compete with ChatGPT right now.
They scared. They
are scared because literally I looked up, I asked a 5-word question and it gave me everything I needed in a listicle format. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 10 steps. Boom, boom, boom.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, sure, Google might pull up something similar, but it gives you like a article or something. You have to read through the line. Right, you have to read and find it. It literally gave me a condensed summary instruction list of how to do it. Yeah. In like half a second.
Yeah. It was exactly what you needed. It was crazy.
Yes. So that's like my big like mind blown like moment. I'm going to ChatGPT for everything now.
It was crazy.
Fun. It was totally awesome. So awesome. All right, Brooke. I have a funny story for you. Mm-hmm. So I was on TikTok, and I came across this random video of a singing coach, like a vocal coach, I guess. Sure. Is like the proper name. And like she was helping, I think they were high school students, kind of find the right pitch and all that stuff. And like these videos were like 1 minute long. Yeah. Okay. So what it was, like the whole format is like the student would sing, and then the teacher would sing like the same note, but in like a different way to show the student how to do it.
How to change it, sure.
Yeah. And then sure enough, like within like 10 seconds, the student sounded like Beyonce. Like it was the craziest stuff. Right. I was like, dang, I wish I could sing. Yeah. Like that'd be dope. For sure. Yeah. So Brooke, my question for you is, if you could have any skill, what skill would that be?
That's really tough. Now that I feel like I'm thinking about, like, music type things, like, maybe, like, playing an instrument or something like that. But also, like, singing is so underrated, too.
Singing is cool.
Like, if you can sing, like, are you kidding me?
Like, if you can just, like, belt out.
Like, your voice sounds good when you sing.
Yeah.
Like, I want that. Or, like, I don't know, just, like, playing the piano or, like, the freaking guitar or something. Like, that would be so...
Guitar. I can imagine you on stage.
Me playing the guitar? Probably not. It's probably more realistic of me playing the piano or something. But, I mean, obviously, that's funny. A skill that, like, I could learn if I put the time into it.
Yeah.
But just, like, being able to do that. I feel like singing is, like, a kind of a natural talent. Like, obviously, there's vocal coaches to, like, help reach certain things. But sometimes there's just people that are just, like, good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I still feel like they need, because, like, there's a difference between being good at it and having raw talent. Because I feel like people who have raw talent probably still need a vocal coach.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Saying, yeah.
I don't know if this is factual, but I heard on the radio a while back that Ed Sheeran was actually bad at singing.
No way.
Yeah, like, he was awful, and then he, got lessons.
That's crazy.
And he practiced, and now boom.
So basically, we could do that.
Basically, anyway, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know about me, but you probably
no.
You could.
I used to want to sing when I was younger. I loved singing.
Yeah.
And I'll remember. I'm gonna throw some shade. Paige, my sister, would yell at me if I was singing. She'd be like, "Stop singing."
She seems like she would get really mad at you for singing.
Or I'd be humming. She'd be like, "Now you're humming? Like, stop humming."
I bet you were doing that to, like, really, really annoy her, though.
No. Well, maybe I was, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, I was in choir. Like, I remember in, like, elementary school, like, I tried out for a solo. Like, I thought I was the shiz. Like, I wanted to sing.
I bet.
And I
bet you're like, I'm in my happy place.
Literally. So I just, like, faced the mirror, not the mirror, the, like, window in the garden. Like, I can't sing, can't hum. Like, this chick gonna yell at me if I start singing.
You have to go home and close your bedroom door.
Like, I literally remember that. I wonder if she remembers it too. She would just get so mad. Like, why are you mad at my happiness of singing?
Capricorn. It's that Capricorn energy.
She's not Capricorn. She's Aquarius.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. She's the
right.
other half of January. So yeah, she killed my flame on singing ever.
Oh no.
Is that the skill you would want to have though?
It's actually toss up for me. I wish I have, like, two options.
Okay.
I wish I was, like, super funny.
Like a comedian type thing?
Yeah. But, like, I feel like if you're really funny, like, so many doors can open for you. Like, Drewski.
Who's that? Oh, wait, that's that guy. Country TikTok. Boy. He wears a little tie thing.
You might be talking about, like, a skit he did. I think you know who he is. Big guy.
Oh, wait, is he in the one with the video of Jack Harlow where he's like, favorite place to get a vaccination?
Yes.
Became on vacation,
Yes.
That guy? Okay,
Yes.
Now I know. Okay.
Yes.
I was thinking of, like, the country guy who has the other guy who eats the ice cream while they have the interview.
Oh.
That's who I thought
Talk about Lenny Balls.
Yes.
I'm dead. No, it's not Lenny Balls. It's so funny. Well, I think you're talking about Caleb.
Sure.
Are you talking about the guy who actually does the interview?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's like Caleb, I think Presley or something like that.
Because I feel like he's funny.
He is really funny. That's another good example. But I'm talking about Drewski.
Okay. I understand now.
Yeah, so Lenny Balls. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, this is a funny guy, and I want to make sure I'm getting his name correct. I think it's Caleb. He's part of Barstool. Yes, it is. It's him. Okay, so he does this, like, skit / segment as a part of Barstool where he interviews people, and like he just like I don't know, like, I can't really
I
like
feel
pinpoint like, what he does, but it's so funny.
He just interviews them, but like asks like outlandish questions for like no reason.
Yeah.
Like the one with Drake that we were watching, he's like, is it better to call a girl a B word or a hoe? And he was like, what? Like just like
he's like so that. Drake was talking, he's like, so your answer is B word. Or something like that.
So just like I'll just like interject and like say outlandish stuff. That's like funny.
And then the guy who I thought Brooke was originally thinking about, his name is Glenny Balls. And he's just like not really part of the interview, but he just sits off to the side and he's like eats this like buckets of ice cream the whole time. And I don't know why.
Chocolate around his mouth for no reason.
I'm actually dying right now. And like I don't know what, like why he's in there like at all. No. He just makes it funny. But those are really two, like I guess 3 good examples. Glenny Balls, Drewski, and Caleb Presley of like like you could like make your own show and have your own content about being like just with your humor.
Yeah.
And then you can be like a stand-up guy, and go on like tours, and then like be like Kevin Hart and branch off into like movies.
That's true.
And like so, there's so many different paths you can go down, and you're just like really, 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 really funny.
That's a good one. Actually, I wasn't thinking about that.
See, I was thinking about all this stuff. It's like, how can I make the most dollars? No, I'm kidding.
How can I make the most dollars?
And then my second skill would be acting.
Yeah.
I think being an actor would be cool.
Well, yeah, they make like millions of dollars off just like one movie, and they're like set. I swear, like if you're
some do. Like,
well, like if you're good at it, is what I'm saying. Like if we had this skill that we're really, really good at, shoot, like they just be making a movie and then be chilling for like years, and then they're like, man, maybe I'll make another movie now. I'm running low on the funds.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't know. I would just keep like there's some I can't think right now, but some actors keep like this.
But I mean, also, like, when you're good at it, then that's when it, like, becomes fun, too. Like, you have a skill that you like doing and you're good at, then it doesn't seem like a job type of thing either. And, like, it's fun to do.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Still thinking about comedian people. I didn't know their names.
It's so funny. It's so funny. All right, Brooke, let's go ahead. Let's wrap up this thing here.
Alrighty.
We have one more segment. What stuff have you seen out there on social media that's trending? Anything that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so first thing I wanted to talk about, I thought it was funny. I was just randomly listening to the radio the other day, and they were talking about the Oscars coming up. And so if you don't recall, last year,
I don't know how you don't recall
at the Oscars, well, maybe people didn't realize it was the Oscars, where what's his name?
Will Smith?
No, the other guy.
Chris Rock?
Chris Rock, yep. As soon as you said it, I knew it. Chris Rock said some inappropriate comment, or he's just joking, I guess, and then Will Smith slapped him, you know?
Yeah.
And
that
was a whole deal. Well, this year for the Oscars, they have hired a crisis management team. So
a crisis management team?
Yeah.
What?
So nothing like that happens again.
What do they mean by that? What is that?
Well, it's like a team. They were saying that they've been running through scenarios that could possibly happen at the Oscars and how they would deal with it. It doesn't happen. So like that, they're like
bringing in like mall cops just to stand guard or something.
Probably.
Like, what does that mean? Like, how do you? I mean, the only way to stop it, right? Like, you put people there to stop people from running on stage and pimp slapping people.
I guess so, but it was funny too because like they were saying on the radio that they've been running through scenarios. I'm like, I could just imagine this. Like, what are they doing? Like sitting around in like the Oscar auditorium or whatever where they hold it at. And like practicing scenarios.
Imagine.
Like, what are the scenarios? Like, I'm so curious.
Yeah, what can you practice?
Because, like, who was going to predict that Will Smith was going to slap Chris Rock?
Keep my wife's name.
Ouch, your mouth. It's crazy. I remember we were on spring break when that happened. You remember that? We were like, woke up.
We were in the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, I know.
And I was just like looking at my phone and woke up like,
we're like,
Will Smith slap Chris
Rock?
I was like, this can't be true. I thought it was like a skit at first.
I know. It's crazy.
I was like, there's no way this is true.
But it was, and we were like all shook. We're like, we in a different place right now, and this is weird. Like, we missed that.
That's wild.
But yeah, so I thought that was funny. I was like, I can't imagine the scenarios that they're like going through.
What can you predict that's like logical? Like,
right, like who's gonna predict that? Like, I don't know. So that's why I'm thinking, like, what are they predicting that could possibly happen?
Are they using ChatGPT to like look up stuff? Like, what bad can happen at the Oscars?
Exactly.
That's so wild. Funny. Imagine doing something and then, as a result of your actions, a crisis management team was created. Like, that's what gets
like, Will Smith, this is what you caused.
Like, dang it, Will, you caused Oscars to create a crisis management team. I just don't. Well, I was gonna say something else. I don't remember now though. About that. Oh, I think isn't Will like banned? For like,
I think he is banned from the Oscars.
But he's not banned for life, though, right?
I don't know.
I think it was like 10 years or something.
I do remember that, though, because they said that he had been banned after that situation had happened. Like,
hopefully it's not for life. If it's for life, that's tough.
Right, because, like, the Oscars, I might sound dumb, but that's for, like, movies, right? Because I feel like that's why he was there. Is it just for television? Is it for movies and shows? I don't know. I feel like any sort of like. I think it's for like anything. I think they even give out. Well, yeah, like actors and awards. Actresses is what I mean. Like that's what it's for. Like people who like do acting. Oh yeah, yeah. It's for like the whole film. Right, like realm. Yeah. Yeah, because like that's what he does. Like he's an actor. Yeah. Like that would stink, and he's like obviously talented, but obviously got a little heated up. And does that mean he can't win an Oscar then? I guess. Like, what if he puts out, like, a banging film? You know? Like, I know, exactly. That's what I mean. You know, top film, like the year. Can you not win, like, best male lead role or whatever that word is called? Yeah, like, obviously he has something to learn from that situation, but to be banned for life is a little crazy. But I don't remember exactly what the terms were. I do remember that, though. I think he's banned, though. It's crazy. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Same with the whole film industry, I guess, realm. I'm pumped because the countdown has begun for Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 3. Part 3? Yeah, Season 4. Yeah, they made 3 parts for Season 4. I think Season 4 started like 2 years ago. Like, it's been going on for like a minute now. That's crazy. And they're breaking up Part 3 into 2 parts. So the first part is coming out starting March 4th. Oh, next weekend. Yeah. Yeah. As I'm well, it goes by so fast, like each episode, because like, you know, Netflix used to do this. Now they don't really, but they kind of do, where they released all the episodes at one time. You can just binge watch them. Yeah. Anime has never really been like that. Yeah. It comes out weekly, and it sucks because you get like. Yeah, because minus, you know, the ads, like, you only get, like, 20 minutes of, like, runtime. It's crazy. And it goes by so fast. Yeah. And I know you're not really pumped for it. I know you are scared of Attack on Titan. The Titans are scary. It's not the anime for me. It's so awesome. It's like just peak fiction. That's scary. That's what I hear all the time, or I see all the time on like Twitter or like Reddit. People are like, Attack on Titan's peak fiction, bro. I know. 5. Well, I feel like a lot of people do like it, but it really is, bro. It's dope. But I feel like I'm gonna have nightmares if I watch it because the Titans are scary. It's not even that scary. He's got this get used to it. Maybe I'll say I'll try and watch this, but then I'll be completely lost because I haven't been watching it. Yeah, that's true. I like Loki, don't remember even what's going on. That's true. Maybe I could try and watch it and see if I can get into it. Yeah. Actually, so and then like there's a big other part of this because it's close to the ending. Like this should be like the final part. Oh, okay. So season 4 was last season, and then they're like, we can't do everything one season. Let's just make parts. So that's why. So this should be the final part. And the I know how it's like supposed to end. But a lot of fans are saying that the anime will have a different ending than the manga. Oh. Okay, that's what I was just thinking in my head. What is that book? What is the books that the animes are made after called? But you said that in manga. I think it's pronounced manga or manga.
Manga.
I think you're right.
It's manga, right?
I just didn't know what it was called. I couldn't remember what the books were called.
Okay.
But yeah, so they think it's going to be different than the book?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. And I don't know how factual that is, because like, especially on Reddit, they will like post stuff like, see, this is evidence that there's going to be a different ending in the anime. I was like, I don't get what you're saying, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really get it. But again, like,
yeah.
I'm a fan of it, but I'm not like a super fan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember every single detail about the anime.
Yeah.
So people have been like rewatching it and picking
Yeah.
up on smaller details. I'm not doing that.
I feel like people like to like formulate and conspiracy it up a little bit too. Like, I know I've seen for other shows they'll do the same thing, like watch and like point out this is different than this or whatever, like things like that. So they like want to catch on and see if they're right, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which, like you're saying, like super fans like that, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm intrigued now to see how it turns out, if it's different than what you already know.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what happens, because if it does happen differently, it's gonna blow up. I mean, people already think that it's like peak right now.
Right.
And imagine if like
it takes a turn.
Yeah, like it pulls this off, like they pull this thing off and it's like different ending. That'd be like, listen, because I'm working on my anime fandom. Like, I'm not like a mega fan by any means. Like,
yeah,
I've only seen like 15, different shows.
Sure.
But like,
only 15.
I feel like that would have to be like, Attack on Titan would have to be like top 5 like all the time after that, like something, because like it's so wild.
I know you hyped this one up. Like, you like it.
I wish you could get over your fear of the weird looking Titans and watch it, because it really is like, from the plot to like the foreshadowing.
It would haunt me in my dreams.
To like the minor details I'm able to pick up on. Like,
yeah,
it's so good.
They would haunt me in my dreams.
No,
So
you will
frightening.
not. You get used to it. I promise you.
I'll like read about murder, and then my dreams will be about me like getting chased down the whole entire night. I swear. Like,
okay, well, maybe this is not for you then.
Exactly. Like, I'm easily triggered in that way.
That's funny. That's funny. And then last thing we want to talk about is you had an update on the show Perfect Match on Netflix.
Ooh, yeah. So we've been watching because I think it was this past week, right, that more episodes were released.
Yes.
Of the show.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've been in on it, and even though we keep talking about it, it low-key is like one of the most like angry we've ever been at a reality TV show. I swear. Like, we get so fired up with these couples. It's so funny. But I feel like some of the couples that we've been like talking about the most, one of them, if you're watching it, you'll know, but sorry, spoilers if like you haven't watched it yet or anything like that, so maybe skip this part.
Yeah, spoilers.
Chloe and Shane, I was so for them, and then Chloe went to her ex Mitchell, and I'm like so sad about that, also because of like what he said in one of the last episodes about like not wanting to commit in a relationship. I'm like, are you serious? You just messed up Chloe and Shane. Like, I was here for it, actually, because I'm like, alone, I feel like they don't, like, I'm like, I don't know if they'd work together, but then like when they were on the show, I was like, wait, they kind of make sense. Like, I don't know why, but I liked them together.
Shane's probably my favorite reality TV star now right now. I don't know why. I really like this guy. He was on Love is Blind. And I just feel like me and him would be like really, really good friends. Like, I just love his like personality.
Yeah, he is funny, but people be talking about him. But it's because it's just like body language is weird.
I'm Team Shane all day, man. Like, I do not care.
You're funny. He's funny though too. And then last time we were talking about this show, we were talking about the villain of the show. And if you don't know the villain of the show yet, it's Francesca. Yeah, just know that.
Listen, she's just single-handedly is like being the villain for some reason, and I don't know if they like told her to. It's just how she really is.
Well, she's like acting like it too. She's like, "Am I the villain?" Like, yes, you are.
She's just like, what makes me even more mad about her and she'll say something. She's like, "I'm so savage," and start laughing at her own
know,
self. I'm
it's
like,
like,
bro, like, what are you doing?
No, it's like, you're not savage. You're mean. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But we're Team Dom forever.
Yes.
And I was so mad at her.
Justice for Dom.
Justice for Dom. Her going for Damien. And then also, like, ditching Damien, too. I'm like, where does your seriousness lie? And, like, throughout the show, she's like, I want Dom gone, la la la. It's like, you're just...
Dom did nothing
Dom
to
did
you.
nothing to you. You did something to Dom. And, like, Dom's trying to find happiness. Like, Dom and Georgia slay. I love them. They're my favorite couple, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's like, I want them gone. Like, they have no chemistry. It's like, why are you mad now? Like, why are you mad now that Dom is happy?
Yeah.
And, like, pursuing a relationship with Georgia, and you're like, he needs to go. Like, bad.
But she was also mad about Damien moving on, too.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, then she starts moving on to, what was the girl's name? The new girl.
I don't remember, actually. She just popped up in the last episode.
Yeah, sorry, I don't remember her name. But yeah, she's like trying to pursue a relationship with this girl now, like flirting with this girl, and then Damien's like, okay, well, obviously Francesca's gonna leave me for this girl. So he went to pursue a relationship, and then Francesca sees that, they matched, and she's like, I cannot believe him. What?
What was he supposed to do?
Like, this, like, back and forth, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I can't think of the phrase right now, but it's like, you're judging so hard
It's just
on
like
him, but you're
hypocritical.
doing it. Yes, hypocritical. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking of. Like, you're a hypocrite. Like,
Yeah.
you are hating on them, but then you're going to do it too.
Yes.
Like,
It's
that's
just like-
why, that's what bothers me. It gets me especially fired up. Anytime I see her on the screen, I'm like, it's gonna be bad.
I swear, I should, like, go to, like, the gym after watching
Yeah.
that stuff, because I would hit so many PRs, like, put, like, 315 on the bench. I'm rocking at least 5 reps out. I get so caught up into it, which
literally.
is, I know that's what they want, though.
Oh, I know.
You know,
They
so,
want
like,
us to be
I
involved
get mad
in
at
the drama.
myself, like,
Yeah.
for playing into it, because I know, like, that's exactly what they want us to do, but, like, it's
Yes.
so, like...
I know.
I'm like,
and
what are you doing?
I know this is like filmed like a year ago too, and like maybe she's a totally different person now, but in the show she's the villain. Like, just know.
Yeah, she tries to.
She
Like,
does.
So, like, I feel like they just told her, like, hey, go be the villain. Because every reality TV show needs a villain.
Yep. That reminds me of Selling Sunset with
Yes.
what's her name?
Christine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, she's the villain. Like, she acts like she's not, but they totally told her to be the villain.
Yeah, I feel like they have to.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's no way, like, you really are that toxic of a
Right.
person. Like, you do that stuff. Like,
Like, I
there's
hope
no
not.
way. I mean, there is a way. There's a lot of weird people out there who
Yeah.
are toxic and not kind. But it just seems like too much sometimes. Like, there's
It does.
no way.
There's no way you're actually like that. Yeah.
And, like, there's no way you're that blind to your own double standards. Like, like there's no, like, your self-awareness level is literally 0.
Yeah. Like, I'm with this guy, but now I want to go pursue a relationship with this girl. Oh, wait, now he's moving on? Oh, not allowed.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, you just moved on.
And not just doing that once, but twice.
Twice, yeah.
And then,
And
watch
having the
out,
same-
this girl might try to move on, or she's trying to move on from this girl that she's with, and then
Yeah.
she'll try to move on. I'm like, nope, she's gone.
She's gone.
She
needs to be
sucks.
voted off. Exactly. It's like,
What?
what? So confusing and weird.
So if you haven't watched it yet, go ahead and watch it.
Yeah.
There's 8 episodes out right now, and I think there should be 12, and they come out on the 28th.
Yeah, I
last
think so.
4?
Yeah, I think it's, yeah. I think
So
you're
it's
right.
perfect time for y'all to binge watch this.
Catch up to where we're at.
Yeah, and then
Tell us your
let
thoughts.
us know if you get as angry as we do, because I don't think you can, because I
Yeah.
really actually get, like, pissed.
I think most people will actually agree with us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Like, if you agree with a person with 0 self-awareness, what does it say about you? I don't know.
Exactly, though, for real.
Cool. All right then, Brooke. So I think that concludes
Yeah.
episode 8.
Wraps everything up.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was a bunch of laughs.
Yeah.
So sorry if
We're like
so
outlandishly
we're
laughing
way
the
too
entire
loud right
time.
now.
Again, we said we're in a silly, goofy mood, so y'all can be in a silly, goofy mood with us
Yeah.
on this one.
Yeah.
But
But-
yeah,
Yeah, but thank you so much for tuning in this week. Be a friend, tell a friend about us. Yeah, I don't know what else.
I know,
to say. That's
basically
pretty
it.
much
Yeah,
that's pretty
thanks
much
for
it.
tuning in. Basically 2 months in a row now, or if you're new, thanks for tuning in to the new episodes.
Yes.
We're super excited to now have YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah,
going,
don't jinx the YouTube stuff.
I'm not going
We
to.
should have to edit this episode.
It worked last time, so it's gonna work this time. Remember, good vibes, good everything. So.
Yeah. Well, see what happens. But again, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. I hope you have a great week.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.